Okay, so in this one we have a question that says an air traffic controller spots two planes at the same altitude converging on a point as they fly flat right angles to each other. One plane is 75 miles from the point moving at 300 miles per hour. The other plane is 100 miles from the point moving at 400 miles per hour. And the questions are, at what rate is the distance s between the planes changing, and how much time does the controller have to get one of the planes on a different flight path? So first, I'm gonna draw the point that they're talking about, and point they're talking about, and I'm gonna draw a right angle. And they say that this is 100, this is 75. This plane is coming down at 400. This plane is coming in at 300 miles per hour. And so that looks like a triangle. So then we can use the Pythagorean theorem, but before we do that, we need to find the rate of change and all the values we have. So first, let's label in the triangle. Let's label this part X, this part Y, this part H. And so the dx over dt would equal, this would equal 400, and then the dy over the dt would equal 300. And then that's when we're trying to look for the dh over the dt, which we don't know. So now we start off, we can use the Pythagorean theorem. So we got x2 plus y2 equals h2. And so we can plug, or we can take the derivatives of them. And so that gives us 2x dx over dt plus 2y dy over dt. And then lastly, you got 2h dh over dt. And so now we can plug in the values for our equation. So we got 2, and then x was 100, so we plug in 100, and then we got dx dt, which equals 400. So 400, and then we add that to 2, and then the next one, y, which is 75, and then multiplied by dy over dt, which was 300. And then we add all that together, and that gives us 1,250, or 100,200, or 100,000, 25,000, or 125,000. And so once we have that, so we have 125,000. We now have to get rid of the 2h, so divide the 2h, and so it would be 25,000 over 2h. We don't know the h, so that's when we plug in our Pythagorean theorem. And so Let's erase this. Erase that. And so x was 100 and y was 75. And then if we do the math, that gives us 125. So we can now replace that h with 125, and then since they're coming in on each other, you just use a negative. So if we do the math, 125,000 by 2 times 125, and that equals 500. So then that equals -500. The change in distance that answers the question of A, at what rate in miles per hour, where is the distance of the planes changing? -500 miles per hour, because they're going close to each other. And now we gotta solve for B. And so B, we'll just erase all this. To solve B, we need to take 75, that's the miles, divided by 300, and then we take 100 divided by 400, and both of them equal 1/4. So that means the controller has 1/4 of an hour, or 15 minutes, to stop the plane from colliding. And so that is the answer to A. So A equals -500 miles an hour, and then B equals 1/4 of an hour. And that is how you solve this problem.